If you've got a device with bad sound hardware, or you want to improve its connectivity by adding more headphones and microphones, which is kind of useful, by the way, if you're doing like YouTube videos or something and you want to have multiple mics on your PC, you can just hook them up with this and you can turn any analog mic or headset into a digital one. Microphone, headphones, that's pretty much all you need to know. I think that's an LED and that's a USB, and it's quite nice. They've really stolen Apple's aesthetic here and used the Apple style thing. These have been sitting on my desk for a while. I do use them time to time when something cocks up. If you've got like a Raspberry Pi or something, sometimes it's a bit better to use one of these, and they're onboard digital to analog converters, and that is an understatement of the year. Let's see if I can just crack this open with, oh scary, a Vorpal blade. He is bladed. Be aware. Ah, that was nice. I hope I didn't cut anything that I didn't want to cut. No, that's fine. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Oh, bad luck, old chaps. Do you see why? Yes, there's a big blobby blob in there. A mystery blob of IP containment. Yes, we cannot see what lurks beneath here. That's a real shame. It's something a decently clever thing because it's got this crystal, and that's because it's USB. I'm going to hazard a guess to say that's a 6 meg crystal. I can't read it. I can't read it. My eyes are not allowing me to focus on it. It's a 12 meg. I said 6, it's a 12. I was a factor of 2 out. That's fine, they're dividing it. Now, so what this will be doing though, just to sort of let you know, and it's amazing it's so small a package, isn't it? This chip is basically a digital to analog converter and an analog to digital converter. It's doing both functions, and obviously a USB peripheral device to talk to the PC all in one. So it's clever. It's got a pretty decent CPU because it's going to be clever enough. That's why it's got a nice fast clock, and it's just doing that all the time basically. So when you plug this into Windows, it sees it as a sound device. And I say Windows, it works on pretty much everything. You don't really need drivers for these. They just absolutely work. Just looking at, see, the only thing, if I was going to complain about this, doesn't have much strain relief, does it, on the old cable here? You've got that little bit of a danger. So if you do buy one, don't tug on it too hard, but that's always good advice, I find, in life. Does have an LED here too. So just to let you know when it's working, and that's it. There's not much to say. That's all she wrote on this one. I'm just sort of looking around my desk just to see if there's anything else interesting. I feel I've shortchanged you on this video. We're 3 minutes in and I don't want to shortchange you, so I won't. I'm going to show you this. Let's do a second teardown, shall we? The second teardown of this device, and it does have a battery, but I don't think this works. It's kind of dim. It's kind of dim. I can just tell you about this. This is part of a set where you could buy these modules. Holy smokes, look at the deformation of that. What? Where have I put this bloody thing? It's all bent up. Anyway, don't leave it near the heat. And, sorry, I'm just sort of alarmed. Where the hell? I've had it in the corner of my back office. I'm just wondering if there's something scarily hot in the thing. Yeah, so the idea of this is, though, you wire this in. So you've got these 4 ports on the bottom. And I'll just tell you the pinouts here. Out, live, neutral. So these are 2 neutrals. A live and an out, so it's just basically a lamp switch, and that's all it is. So a bit like in this ProElect. So ProElect means, I believe that's CPC's own label brand. Ooh, it does look a bit strange inside. Certainly a little bit crusty, a little bit gunky, a little bit crusty. That's fine. Test load. On the other side you've got a nice little circuit diagram you can see there. These are your 2 neutrals, and there's your at, and then there's your live. Live, neutral, out, test load. Now I guess when you hit test load it would turn the device on off, but I also kind of thought it was something to do with the learning for this. I could be wrong, because there certainly does not appear to be any other way of setting the channel on here. Let's flip this over. It's got a nice little cage separating the two PCBs. So underneath, if I can prise it away, I don't really want to destroy it, but it's being a bit tenacious. There we go. So this side looks like pretty much standard dimmer type circuitry you'll find, and you'll be there'll be a triac in here. Could that be it? Coil, choke, blah 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 blah, all the usual gubbins for that side. And also maybe a little bit of a power supply, because this side's obviously going to be a bit low voltage. There's a tuning coil, so that could be for its 433.92 megahertz that it does say it runs on there. So that'd be adjustment for that. It's using an Atmel. That'll be its I don't know if it's just an Atmel chip or an AVRE type microcontroller, but yeah, it's a 24C02B. And then there's one long mystery chip, and then an LM358L. LM358, I think that's just a power regulator, right? LM358. And that's it. It's amazingly kind of crudely done. That's the weird thing, actually. Got an LED here, which would correspond to that little hole. Just a bunch of really kind of nasty looking construction. I didn't think they still made, PCBs this nasty, but they can. It's obviously still the cheapest way of doing it. This piece of plastic would probably cost more to make than that PCB. But it works, it all fits in, and it is a system. So you can buy these modules, and I think you could get different ones. So you could get them, these are obviously designed to live quite optimistically actually behind light fittings and behind light switches. I think maybe in different countries, maybe in the US or something, you might have a chance even of getting that. But in the UK, we're pretty slim behind our light switches and whatnot. But yeah, it did. To be fair, it did work, and it had this sort of system where it would say this was 1. You could do all off, which is nice. All your 4 go off, or you could just turn 1 on or off like that. But if you held down the on, it was a bit like the normal dimmers. If you the digital dimmers, when you hold them down, it cycles through bright and dim, and that's why I think that one PCB is just the standard basically, and the bit that does the remote pushing the button has been added on for doing this. And that's pretty much all she is. So I feel there you go. I kind of think I've added a bit more value to you there by adding these two things. If you've got any comments on either of these things, please leave them down below. Feel free to share, like and subscribe. And dislike if you really hate this video. But if you do dislike, then the more reason to say why you disliked it down in the comments section, and I can maybe address that. Look at this. Strange. As ever, guys, thanks for watching.